Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive today. We're going to be exploring this really cool link between gratitude, generosity, and attracting abundance. And for this one, we're going to be turning to the wisdom of the late Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Oh, excellent choice.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, he really had this way of making these concepts feel super practical,
You're right, he did. Always emphasizing the how. Like, how can we take these ideas and apply them to daily life and, see some real change?
Totally. And he was such a good storyteller too.
Oh, yeah.
Like he would use all these stories to get his points across. Like there's this one he shares about his friend Dan Millman.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that one?
Yeah, I do.
It's about this experience Dan had with a character named Socrates in his book, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior.
Right.
And Socrates was trying to get his student to, see the significance in every moment, even the ones that seem super ordinary.
It's a challenge, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Like, we get so caught up in the rush of life and we miss those little opportunities for gratitude.
Yeah, they're hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. How often do you just kind of breeze past those little moments? It could be like a nice sunny day.
Oh, yeah.
Or like a delicious cup of coffee. Or even, just a few moments of peace and quiet. Dr. Dyer would say those are all like little invitations for gratitude.
They are. And that shift in perspective, going from overlooking those moments to appreciating them, that can be huge.
Absolutely. It's like suddenly you're seeing the world in full color instead of shades of gray.
Exactly.
Everything becomes like this gift.
Yeah.
Speaking of gifts, Dr. Dyer had this ritual.
Oh, yeah.
Where he'd go out for a run and he'd find coins along the way. But he didn't just see them as random change. He saw them as these little symbols of abundance, like from the universe,
Oh, wow.
And you know what he did? He saved them.
Really?
He kept those coins as a physical reminder of that abundance.
I love that.
Isn't that neat?
It's so smart because, it takes that idea of abundance, which can be kind of an abstract concept, and it makes it tangible.
Yeah. It makes you think, what are the coins I'm missing in my own life?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good prompt for reflection.
Yeah.
And, this idea of focusing on what we have instead of what we lack, it reminded me of this study that Dr. Dyer would talk about. It was about happiness levels in different countries. And what they found is that people in poorer countries were often reporting higher levels of happiness.
Really?
Than those in wealthier nations.
That is interesting. It kind of flips our assumptions about happiness on their head a bit.
Totally. And it makes you wonder, could gratitude be playing a bigger role than we think?
Yeah.
Like maybe it's not all about the material stuff.
Right.
And this brings us to Dr. Dyer's belief that generosity is another key to unlocking abundance.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. But he was specific about the kind of generosity he was talking about. It wasn't just about giving away your things or your money. It was more about an attitude of generosity, like a spirit of giving.
Even when it's difficult.
Yeah, especially when it's difficult.
Yeah.
He actually had this really powerful quote about that. He said, if you're not generous when it's hard, you will not be generous when it's easy.
Ooh, I like that.
It's pretty powerful, right?
Yeah.
It's suggesting that real generosity, like the true kind, it requires us to stretch beyond our comfort zones.
To go beyond ourselves a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like shifting from this mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Like when we act generously, even in small ways, even when we feel like we don't have much to give, we're tapping into that deeper flow of abundance.
It's like that saying, the more you give, the more you receive.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just about material things.
Yeah, right.
And this reminds me of an example Dr. Dyer shared about expressing gratitude for his children.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't just tell them, I love you. He'd say, I feel so lucky to be your parent. It's like a different way of thinking about gratitude in those relationships.
I love that. It's like recognizing the gift in the relationship itself, not just the other person.
Exactly.
And it's subtle, but it can shift the whole dynamic, right?
Yeah, it creates this ripple effect of appreciation and positivity.
I like that.
And it's not limited to just family and friends. Dr. Dyer talked about how you see it in other areas too, like successful musicians. They'll often go out of their way to thank their fans.
Oh, that's true.
Because they understand that their success is built on that support.
It speaks to the interconnectedness of everything, doesn't it?
Totally. Like when we express gratitude, we're acknowledging that our success, no matter how big or small, it's rarely solely because of us.
Yeah. We've all had help along the way.
Absolutely. And it's a humbling realization, but it also opens us up to a much deeper sense of connection with everyone and everything.
It does.
And speaking of humility, Dr. Dyer talked about how when high achievers receive awards or recognition, they often acknowledge a power greater than themselves.
That's true. They do.
It's like they don't act like they did it all on their own.
Right, right. And this ties into what he called radical humility.
Yes.
It's that deep understanding that we're part of something much bigger than ourselves. Our accomplishments, they're influenced by a whole web of support.
Yeah.
Circumstances, even luck.
And gratitude helps us tap into that awareness.
It does.
It lets us move beyond just the ego, you know, and recognize our place in the bigger picture.
Yeah. It's humbling, but it can also be incredibly liberating.
It's fascinating how all of these concepts, you know, gratitude, generosity, humility, and abundance, they're all connected.
They are. It's like they're woven together with this thread of awareness.
Beautifully said. And Dr. Dyer's daily gratitude practice is a great example of this in action.
Oh, tell me about it.
So he talked about having this ritual of expressing gratitude as soon as he woke up each morning. And he would say, "Thank you, God, for this life, for my body, for my family and loved ones, for this day, and for the opportunity to be of service. Thank you, thank you, thank you."
Wow, that's powerful.
It is, right? Starting the day with that kind of thankfulness, it's got to be amazing.
It really sets the tone for the day.
For sure. And it makes you wonder, like, what if we all started our days with such a powerful expression of gratitude?
How different our lives would be.
Yeah. What kind of shifts could we create, you know? Not just in our own lives, but in the world around us.
That's a great question. And it leads us to an important point for our listeners.
Yes.
How can you incorporate more gratitude into your daily routine, even in little ways?
What little changes can you make, you know, to start cultivating a greater sense of abundance in your own life?
These are the questions we're going to be exploring as we dive deeper into the wisdom of Dr. Wayne Dyer, so stay tuned.
Stick with us.
You know, it's amazing how Dr. Dyer viewed gratitude. It wasn't just like a feeling, it was a powerful force that can actually attract abundance into our lives.
Yeah, it's like that saying, like attracts like. When you radiate gratitude, you attract more to be grateful for.
Exactly. And it doesn't even have to be money or possessions or anything like that. Yeah. It can show up in so many different ways, like our relationships, our work, opportunities for growth.
All sorts of ways.
All sorts of ways.
Yeah. He was such a believer in being thankful for what you already have.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of focusing on what's missing.
Absolutely.
It's about consciously shifting from scarcity to abundance.
And that's where generosity comes in. Dr. Dyer saw it as this natural outflow of gratitude.
Yeah.
When you're feeling abundant, you want to share that feeling. And remember, it's not just about giving away your stuff.
Right.
It's an attitude.
Yeah.
A willingness to give to others' well-being.
His coin ritual is such a good illustration of that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, how he'd be running and see those coins as signs of abundance.
Right, right.
Thanking God for those little gifts and keeping them as a reminder.
It's like he was turning an ordinary experience into a gratitude practice.
Yeah.
I mean, most people wouldn't give a second thought to finding a few coins. No, but he saw it as this sign, and it reinforced that belief.
Exactly.
It's like that reminder that we're all connected to that source of abundance. And when we tap into it through gratitude and generosity, we open ourselves up to receiving more.
There's another story he tells. It's so inspiring.
Oh, what is it?
He talks about a time when he was struggling financially. And, you know, he saw others who had more material wealth.
Right.
But he didn't feel envious.
Really?
He had this deep knowing that he hadn't earned those things yet.
Wow.
It wasn't about comparing.
It's about focusing on what you can control.
Yeah. His thoughts, his feelings, his actions.
And by cultivating gratitude and generosity, he was creating that positive energy.
Yeah.
That would eventually bring in the abundance.
Exactly. And it makes me think of that quote, change the way you look at things. The things you look at change.
Oh, that's a good one.
It really is. It's all about shifting our perspective to recognize the abundance that's already there.
And that shift, it's transformative.
Right.
When you start to see the world through gratitude, you see so much more to be grateful for.
Right. It becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It really does.
Yeah. And that brings us to Dr. Dyer's daily gratitude practice.
Oh, yeah.
Which he considered essential. Like he would start every single day by expressing gratitude for his life, his health, his family, his ability to contribute.
It's so simple, but so powerful.
Yeah.
Starting the day with that sets you up for a positive experience.
For sure. And he didn't keep it to himself either.
No.
He'd tell his children how lucky he felt to be their father.
Oh, that's nice.
Expressing appreciation in a way that really strengthened their bond.
It's those little acts that have such a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Not just in our relationships, but in all areas.
He also talked about how successful musicians thank their fans.
Yeah.
Recognizing their success is a shared experience.
It's acknowledging the contributions of others, realizing we don't achieve things on our own.
That brings us to the concept of radical humility.
Oh, yeah, this one's big.
Which Dr. Dyer believed was crucial for true abundance.
Yeah.
It's understanding that our accomplishments aren't just our own doing.
There are so many unseen forces at play.
Right. The people who came before us, circumstances that shaped us, even luck.
Right.
Gratitude lets us connect to that reality.
It does.
It helps us move past our egos and see that interconnection.
A humbling experience, but also liberating?
Totally.
When we let go of needing all the credit, we open up to receiving support. We become more receptive to abundance.
Dr. Dyer often observed this in successful people.
Yeah.
They understand their success is a combination of factors.
Not just their talent or hard work.
They're grateful for the opportunity.
And acknowledge the contributions of others. It keeps them grounded.
Yeah.
Connected to the source of their success.
It's a great reminder that abundance isn't about ego or self-importance.
No, it's not.
It's about recognizing our place and appreciating what we have.
Dr. Dyer's life and teachings, it's a testament to the power of gratitude. He didn't just talk about it, he lived it.
Right.
And he inspired countless people to embrace it.
And that's the beauty of it. It's not just theory. It's practical steps we can all take to cultivate more gratitude.
It's making it a conscious choice.
Yeah, a daily practice.
So, as we explore Dr. Dyer's insights, let's think about how we can integrate his wisdom.
Yeah.
How can we shift to see that abundance?
Yeah.
How can we make gratitude a guiding principle?
These are great questions to think about.
They are.
And we'll explore them more as we move into the last part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
You know, it's important to remember gratitude, it's not about pretending everything's perfect.
No, not at all.
Like, we can acknowledge the hard stuff too.
Yeah, it's not about ignoring the challenges.
Right. Life has ups and downs.
For sure.
It's okay to admit that.
Absolutely. It's not about toxic positivity or anything like that.
Dr. Dyer actually talked about how challenges can help us grow.
Oh, absolutely.
They force us to dig deep and find new ways of being.
And in those tough moments, gratitude can be so powerful.
Yeah.
When we focus on what we are grateful for, even when things are hard, it helps shift our energy.
And it gives us strength.
It does.
To keep going.
Yeah, there's that saying, gratitude turns what we have into enough.
Oh, I like that one.
It's about appreciating now.
Right. Not dwelling on the past.
Or worrying about the future.
Right.
And he emphasized that gratitude is a choice.
It is.
Something we decide to focus on.
Especially when it's hard.
Yeah, it's a practice.
We can get better at it.
Oh, yeah. The more we practice, the easier it becomes.
Like exercising a muscle.
Exactly.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
He had some good tips for that, like keeping a gratitude journal,
Oh.
writing thank you notes, or just taking time to reflect on the good stuff.
His coin ritual was like that.
It was.
Finding little reminders to bring back that awareness.
Yeah, those little touchstones to help us appreciate the present.
And gratitude isn't just a feeling inside.
No.
It's something we can express.
Oh, absolutely.
Thanking a friend, complimenting someone, even smiling at a stranger.
Those small acts make a difference.
Yeah, they spread good energy.
They do.
It makes the world a bit brighter.
And that was really Dr. Dyer's message.
Wow.
Creating a joyful, meaningful life through gratitude.
And that's what's so great about it.
Yeah.
It's about practical steps we can all take.
Making gratitude a part of our lives.
So as we wrap up, think about what resonated with you.
What steps can you take?
Yeah. Even small changes can have a big impact.
Remember, gratitude is a choice.
It is.
And it has the power to change your life.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. We hope you gained some insights.
Keep diving deep, everyone, and stay curious.